Hello everyone, this is Ali Merge, and on this video you're right away going to see one of the interesting products, electric sport car, and I'm going to be discussing my idea. I came up with this idea. I thought to record a quite long video addressing many interesting projects in one video, but then I came up with a thought. I thought maybe I should split that into different videos because it became quite a long video. So here you can see right away Nevera Rimac, interesting product. I'm not going to be talking about the product, even though I like it and I would love to purchase that. And that's what I want to talk about. I will be talking about the project. And the project from free service areas that I'm delivering is a 7+ years experience, world class that I have behind my back in free areas, right? Brand identity, interface design, and web development. And I'll be evaluating those websites from the website or from the, let's say, from the interface design. Can be website, can be application, can be platform, video game. I'm evaluating their branding identity, interface design, and web development. And I'm doing that from the perspective of how hard it is to build it and what I can do. And I always will be emphasizing what is challenging, what is easier actually to do. And for my expertise, I'm using Figma and Webflow. And you can see Figma I'm using for anything that is related with design as brand identity, logotypes, style development, laterals, books, interface design, right? Platform applications, websites, high fidelity, responsive, and as well as interactive, that it feels like it's done and ready for you to use, but it's not yet coded, right? But if it is actually the website, what I'm going to do, I'm going to take it into the next phase, which is the web. I use Webflow to build that website, pixel perfect, high fidelity, responsive, exactly as we want it to be. And that's what I'll be evaluating. So I started with this project and product. You see it's a sport car, electric car, Rimac Nevera. I also want to evaluate that from a little bit business perspective. I say that I'm bridging business goals and user needs. And I like to say that if I'm ready to part with money, if I really want to purchase the product, I can understand a specific user, and also I can understand business goals. So I understand what they did here. Now, let's jump right away and talk about all those things in respect to those three areas. We'll start from brand identity. I'll be running through the website and evaluating things. First of all, I want to say that logotype, always the valuation of logotype is make sure that it's memorable, standing out, it's scalable, it's good on black and white. Most importantly, that it can remain, your target of your logo is to make sure that it's memorable for your user and they can recognize you in all this full marketplace of many other competitors. It also must be aesthetical, pleasant, and standing out, right? So there's no question about it. Really well done, simple, to the point. It's black and white, simple, recognizable. Now, what right away I want to say about brand identity? Brand identity design, if I would do that, and when I do that, it is done, in this case, let's say they have product, and brand identity better be done before even or during the beginning or before doing the product itself, this car, for example. What we would do is to define the general idea, brand strategy, understanding of the car that we see here. What kind of car we want to deliver? It's interesting to address, really important to address competitive landscape, understand what kind of target audience we have, what kind of space we take, right? Because I will be showing you next project in the next video. Also will be car. My choice is to go with two projects of the same field. It will be Polestar, and I'll be addressing with you which one is better in respect to all those free areas. And they both well done. And I have actually one of the measures that I want to talk with you about before I'll continue. I'm saying that website or any other UX UI design can be measured, especially website, can be measured in a spectrum. Imagine the spectrum of two extremes. The left side of that spectrum, the extreme, is as simple page as you can make it, static, black and white. And on another side of the spectrum is too much interactive, overwhelming, right? And something in the middle is always a sweet spot that we're targeting as a balance. And I'm targeting always a balance. And understand, I will tell you what is the difference. It's powerful. It's really powerful to do simple, static. I kid you not, I know websites that just did a really great job by static, simple, black content and white paper. And they succeed because they know the user really well and they know what they're trying to achieve. And they communicating, they talking really well. The copy is really well done and simple to the point. They talk with a pain. They talk with problem, relate really quickly with the audience. When you read, you just captured because you're actually associating. If you're associating with the content that they write, you're just going to keep on reading and understand that there's a solution. They are the solution, and they are delivering you a gain, and they can solve your problem. And then call to action. Simple as that, but it's really just, it's knowing really well your user, really know your goal. That's how you can win on one side. It's simple, right? So you can win. That's the point. It's not how fancy you're going to make it. On this side, for example, I would say this website is leaning towards the other extreme. This website is where a lot of things are happening, interactive, a lot of video, a lot of interesting responsiveness we will witness with you. And mostly, usually, creative agencies, artistic pages are leaning forward towards that extreme. And that extreme is challenging a little bit because you need to respect the different sizes of the screen. You need to fit. They'll require more budget, more time, and more attention, more effort, as well as making sure it looks professional. Your goal in brand identity and in web design or any other interface design is to make you, with respect to the brand, look professional and trustworthy. So your audience will want to part with money and buy a product and will to be part of your brand, right? That's your goal, and communicate to them everything that they need to know, right? And if you don't look professional and not trustworthy, then it's not really great. And if you go leaning towards the extreme, towards the many things are happening, and it even technically becomes slower to load elements, and you'll challenge to make sure that you look professional. But I must say that the second website that I'm going to be showing to you actually succeeded with that. It succeeded because, and I'll show you too, because they respected really well. Well, to be honest, this website is, this project and product, Nevera, Rimac, did an amazing job. But I'd say next website that I'm going to be showing you in the next video actually is in a golden spot in the balance between those two extremes. This is leaning towards the too much happening on the website. Nevertheless, it's great, right? They achieved great result. Now, brand identity that I want to say is that it happens before even the product, the sport car, is built, or during that time. So we define, if I would be doing this, we'll define logo as always in the beginning. First of all, understanding user, understanding competitive landscape. What we're trying to do is brand strategy and business understanding that I'm leaning to understand, and marketing and user. This isn't my expertise to understand. That's what makes me to stand out, actually. Now, then we will go towards the style development. We'll define, you can see navy blue color. You can see this, you have specific font. You'll see here, you have specific font, specific color, and bronze approach. Dynamic in some way, elegant, minimal, dynamic, and that's also, you pay attention technical. You can see even the name of the car as a brand stands of the technical lean forward kind of minimal approach, right? It's electric sport car, high efficiency, high effectiveness. Now, so that's what you do. We'll develop, if I will be doing stylescapes after logotype, I will be developing 3 directions, probably with different approach. And then we'll evaluate style, we'll choose. And then everything of that will be entertained and developed, maybe collaterals, maybe different approach of presenting things. But everything goes into the book, into the brand identity guidebook. That is a living, breathing document, but also it's a stone, written in stone rules for all the organizations. So it will be distributed around your organization for marketing, sales, developers, designers, you name it. And they'll follow the same rules. And that makes sure that you are actually having a consistency of your brand that will guarantee you the professional look and feel and trustworthiness degree for your audience, unconsciously, subconsciously willing to follow you, being loyal, not leaving you, remembering you, spreading the word, being part of your brand, and parting with their money in order to gain what you have to offer for them, because you understand the user and the competitive landscape and position yourself accordingly. This is how important to do the branding identity guidebook. It saves you money, time, and removes the headache. Now, this is how I would go through the whole process of brand identity, and then it's living, breathing document. But now, because I'm evaluated right now, brand identity, we can go right away into the interface design. In this case, it's website, and we'll go to the web development, and I'll do it simultaneously. What I want to say right away here is that interface design is part of your brand identity. It's a touch point where user will be impressed and witness, experience your positioning, right? And this is where they're going to be actually making a choice. Not always really the case. There are other social media touch points that will impress them, like videography, like we see here. Videography is a big deal. Now, when we come to the interface design, we can see with you that what is important here is that you can see that, first of all, what we see here is that they usually know what is written is the positioning statement. The positioning statement, often we witness on the websites when positioning statement doesn't really communicate clearly. What is it that actually you do, right? In this case, you see, we don't have any positioning statement. We just have a name and a video. And this is the powerful thing. I say video is really powerful thing to position because it right away demonstrates product that you actually selling, and people right away understand what is this all about. So here, positioning is a video and a background is powerful. It's a dynamic. It's the right choice. It's a great choice. Now, also other things that come into my mind, again, I said logo, everything is really standing out, really memorable. What I want to say that is commonly made mistake on the website is that you can see this logo. I probably see the first website that has not made this mistake when they use the video on the background or imagery in the background. It's not just black and white. It's a negative. You can see the logo has a filter applied negative. And when the background behind that logo is changing, you can see that it's always showing the negative color of it. So we're always witnessing logo professionally being presented. This is the top. And I'm actually taking this idea for myself, for my clients. Now, and the other things, small detail responsiveness. You can see I'm hovering over. And these things are easy to do, I must say. This is Webflow. If I'm doing this website, when I do websites like this, for example, it requires precision, attention, and just making sure that we're deliberately making every step. We're respecting brand identity. If I'm building this brand identity, it's easier. If someone else, I'm respecting that. If I'm only doing coding, I will respect the design that is provided, pixel perfect. But usually, most of the time, my clients have all free services taken from me. So if I'm building brand identity for this, and then we are developing into different other collaterals whatsoever, and then especially into the website like this, I do in Figma design, and then I go to the Webflow to develop this. And what is important also, these small details, let me finish, like it's a big deal. It does attract audience to explore every element. It does position you professional. Every part is thought through, and that makes you to stay professional, high degree, right? And trustworthiness, curiosity, memorable. It makes you memorable. It makes user to speak about this product, to spread it. That's what you want. Now, see, small things like these, it's easy to build, interactive. It's not a problem at all. The line is highlighting, the fill-in appears and text changes, small things. Other things I want to say that it's important when we build like this, when we work on some kind of this product, it's not only website, it's not only logo, it's not only brand identity, it's also the other things like this, like assets, like we see in the background, the video, copy, text, right? Always, written copy for the website, for everything like that. Footage that is delivered, photography that is delivered. It's really important. And if you want to keep the consistency, and I definitely recommend it must be respected to build, if you want to achieve high professional degree and trustworthiness for your audience to part with money, buy a product, you do need to sustain that consistency. And to sustain that consistency, it requires everything to be done well in accordance in respect to the brand identity, footage. And when I do, for example, brand identity book, for example, for this project, first, I would definitely register photography, how it look like, footage, how it should look like. And the second edition would be them actually, let's say, imagine I'm doing brand identity for Rimac from Nevera, first edition. So first edition will be the guidance. And the second edition would be, after they did the photography and footage based on the guidance, I will do the second edition for the brand identity book with their photography done and with their footage done, with the product being done based on everything. So it's quite a process. But at the same time, when we're doing this website like this, it's important to have people who will do the footage like this, and photography, and 3D model, and copy. On my site, for example, I have some people who I'm partnering, like people who I work with and continue working with. Let's say brand strategy, people who do copy or 3D model, these kind of things. If there's needed, there's a way for me to use my network. But often my clients have already someone on their mind already. They know who's going to do the footage. They know who's going to do 3D modeling. If not, there's something we can do from my network. But this all often and better, I recommend to have someone who's more specifically doing and already knowing, and the budget and time. These kind of things, actually, this high degree level definitely requires budget and time, but it all requires, on my side, for example, if I'm evaluating this website, I would say it's not really complicated to do. It's powerful. I can use Figma and Webflow to build it. Not a question about it. Question is, it will require, and that's the thing, it's all about requiring attentive, deliberate process of building it, not a trouble. But I would require to work as a teamwork and partnership in order to make sure that we have the right footage, photography, and all content for the website to demonstrate your consistency in a high degree, right? It's a collaboration. Now, nevertheless, let's continue. What I want to say here, let's go further. You can see the menu, small things like interactive. When I click menu, you see the interactive close. For example, I'm hovering over, it crosses. It's that these kind of small thought through process and fulfillment, it is clever. It is making it stand out and unique. Why I like this menu also, I want to say that it's already predicted on a mobile device. You can say this: these people build the professional. They are professional. They know what they're doing. They already predicted the mobile version here, right? And I'll be showing mobile version later. I like to evaluate both desktop and mobile. It's a crucial, and that's what I mean. In the next video, they're going to show you on Polestar. They succeeded with the mobile in a unique professional degree. I believe they reached the golden point balance. Now, here what I like here, again, small things like this. You can see when I hover over the first menu, what do we see? We see that the number that highlights the one that we hover over, everything else dropped in opacity. We see that it moves to the left, number moves to the right, and everything else moving to the right. And when we hover over one, we see the beautiful image fades in with the dynamic. That is a beautiful also effect. And they will sustain that effect, I think, also on the mobile device, which is quite good. Now, I'm not going to go that deep. Let's go further. And how to build this, for example, this motion in the background, it's on a loop video of animated element that is easy to do. Everything that you see here, it's not a trouble. It's all interactive in Webflow to make sure that the interaction is well interconnected and deliberately made. That's it. Now they also have a video. That's another clever thing. When they have video, you can watch the video. I like that they respect right away, turn off the sound, and they don't want you to be bothered. If you want, you can turn on the sound. You can see the detail even that they predicted in brand identity. They even have the timer with their font, and they have the line blue accent line. You notice that their main background color is navy blue deep as the car itself, and then they have accent bright blue, and even bar is bright blue. Everything is quite custom, tailor-made, precision. Well done. And the videography, that's the beauty. The video, and I recommend that. Video always communicating these days better than your positioning, right? You save people from reading. People don't need to attend and invest so much time to do things. You just make them to watch video. You have a beautiful demonstration. Perfectly done. They also have this side menu. For example, if I'm scrolling through, by the way, sales inquire, right away, call to action on the side. And you can see the bronze color is also their brand identity element. The font is really well done, unique font. You can see this site progress. It indicates always which section you are at and how many there are. And if I click, they will show you all sections that are ahead of you. Now, when I'm checking this website, I'll say, well, I don't really care. I never went there, but I'm just checking it because I want to explore everything, see what they offer as UX UI. I like what they did. So you actually can check what is ahead, what are you going to see, what do you want to know. And every section, if I design, we'll get to the design. You can go deeper into the page that you're interested in. You can close it. It's neat. It's beautiful. It's well done. If you need it, that's the menu. And you can always get there. You know where you are and you know how many there are. And you see the bar progress. That's clever. That's amazing. Now you can see when we scroll through, the negative logo will always remain. I like that. It's something that I recommend and I'll be using for myself. Now here also, this is beautiful, just show real. Also, I must say it's easy to make. You see cursor, when I hover over cursor of the image, cursor disappears and we see this drag element. And if I click and hold, you can see it converts into another element. That is easy to make with Webflow that I'm using. It's quite straightforward, right? And you click, it's remaining in simplification. That's a little bit standard. A little bit of code is required, to be honest, to integrate into the Webflow. That's what I like Webflow, because it allows me to manipulate and control everything that I want perfectly. It's not limiting me in template. It is in my control. Now it's beautiful. You can also click. Always important to have this small element to see that it is actually draggable. You can drag. It's horizontal. So if I drag and move there, and you can see also it's negative. You can see the drag, the cursor itself. It's a negative color. So you see when I go to a shadow or a car. It's quite neat. Let me see if I click left, right. Nope. If I just click on them, that works. Okay, that's beautiful. You see always indicator that you can scroll. That's quite unique, and it does work. Well done, hierarchy of the text. It's good. Right away, another video that you can see how in dynamic. Sometimes, if that's what I mean, when you make too much interactive, it can be glitchy in here and there. You have to respect Safari, Chrome. You have to respect different size. For example, here I would recommend, my only criticism is that it's not really clear to see all information because of the video. I would recommend to maybe do some kind of background and black opacity so people can read it better. I like this shift. Always like this. It's easy to make also. So this is the only criteria that I would have. Other things that I see, that's what I mean by too much interaction happening, is that when you go, see, it's supposed to click and then it clicks. Sometimes it can be glitchy technically. That is something to predict, make sure there's no mistakes. That's what it requires: extra attention, extra deliberate kind of precision for the process of building this website. If it's over interactive, and it's okay, it just requires more budget, more time. It's fine. You just need someone who can make it well. Here's really well done. I mean, it could be improved in here and there. You can see it's just a lot of things that are happening here. I think they could improve the responsiveness. I would say it's a little bit slow. Now here again, we go to this, and quite clever, quite beautiful. I would like to move a little bit further away this element from logo to make it neat. But again, you cannot please all responsiveness. This thing something to predict. I don't like that this hover over the element and I cannot really read the text. And it should be maybe metamorph into car smoother. So, there are elements to pay attention to. There's space to improve, right? That's what I mean. You're kind of trapping yourself a little bit if you do too directive. So it can actually technically can load slower, and all elements must be perfectly. And I will show you next website that I said Polestar actually, I think, achieved that perfection. But they're in the midpoint. They're not having too much interaction happening, but they have. It's a balance. Again, beautiful video. Here you see experience elements. They're already inviting you to go to every page that you're interested in. Beautiful. Again, video after video. I think that's what makes it glitchy a little bit. Too much video. You can explore design. Beautiful, beautiful. Technical things. A lot of video. Explore technology and in-house production. Again, they're using this sliding left-right. Neat, beautiful. Download text specifications. That's good. I like this also. Again, small details like this. You hover over, you can see the title moves. If I click, it disappears and appears with minus. We can see the accent color. Really well done. It's beautiful. Well done. Well done. Let's see next. Getting to the end. Join the Nevera owner family. View dealer's map. Call to action. Really good. Speaking for everything. Now, I'm going to end here a little bit. With coding is I'll show you the mobile version. I'm going to show you also a little bit if you go to Rimac itself instead of Nevera. And this is quite interesting interactive element that they have here. And we'll explore a little bit on a mobile device as well. But you can see when you get here, they have right away Nevera, technology development, about us. Right? And you can see right now we see video and you can discover this is where we went with you. Beautiful. I like the font. I like the hierarchy. Well done. Neat. It's amazing. Now you can see something is here appearing. If I hover over manage consent, really also good, slightly noticeable. Now what I'm going to do, if I'll scroll, you'll see this amazing thing happening here. It's an unusual thing. And think, well, you could think, well, how to make it in Webflow, for example, if I will be making it. Well, it is challenging, but it's possible. It's not something hard. And again, it just requires attentive thinking and make sure that interaction is working. So you can hover over, for example, and go to the technology and just zoom in, right? It's quite clever, quite unique. And I would say this will be challenging to build to the degree, but it's possible. It's not hard. Now, for example, if I click About Us, I'm going to right away quickly scroll through into About Us. And again, the process is like this. It's just have, the further it stands, the quicker it will turn. And this is just interconnection within Webflow if I will be using, and also having those elements, principles behind that. That's challenging, really clever, really great. But I think it's not worth it sometimes. You think, well, is it worth time and money to build this? Well, it makes them to stand out. True. Makes you unique. But people will play with it and forget about it. I think sometimes it's not worth it. But it's impressive that you can build it. And a mobile device, it's important that I think they follow the same thing. I hope they didn't betray that. Let's continue further. Let's go to the mobile device. Now, in Safari, sometimes I notice and witness that videos are not playing right away. And it's unfortunate, I think, because if actually you build a website like this, Nevera, Rimac, and they have first impression is to show the video, and then when you enter, you're going to see the video. Maybe it's my Safari, I don't know, but I witnessed that often when there's a video, it's not playing right away. So keep in mind that if you have in the second website, Polestar, they're should be showing you, it'll be just a photo, and that wins for the mobile version, but maybe it's just on a desktop. On a mobile, maybe it's okay. So anyways, I'm assuming there's a video in the background. What they have here, everything is well respected, right? Nothing really changes. It's the same. Now, they did respect it in the mobile device. Of course, everything is good, the same thing. I think this is, you can say, play maybe background. You can say, again, the same criteria I have for this text. It's a little bit hard to read. They respected everything well. I would say there's no trouble with this. But sometimes you can see this looks like not really professionally totally done. I think it can be more quicker to interact. This empty space white is in vain, but it makes sense. Why? Because they're going to fill it with text. That's ways to resolve it and not to make that mistake. You can also see when I scroll through, I don't, again, you see it's good, it's negative, but still, it doesn't look professional from my experience. I would say it requires more attention. And here again, we go through and it looks a little bit, could be improved, but I don't want to critique too much. It's quite well. Again, it's just delaying. I think it's just when it appears, what to make it exact. There's space to improve for the mobile version of interaction for sure. That's what I wanted to discuss. Everything else is pretty clear, pretty neat. Let's go to the one. I want to check if they have that interesting, unusual carousel on their main website. And it's loading. Here you go. They have the same menu. And we have this, for example, we just discovered with you, Nevera. If I will scroll, you see it's interesting. So it's scrolling. They have the same effect on the mobile device. It's important because you don't want a mobile version users to be cut on their experience. You want both desktop and mobile users to experience same effect, same impact you want to have on them. That's all I want to say about this project. And I think to evaluate from brand identity, I would say this is well done, no question. Perfect product, first of all. It is, if you think about it, let's discover. If you think about it, it's. I like to give an example of iTunes and Spotify, music platforms. We know that iTunes is under Apple, and Spotify is just Spotify on itself. And of course, if you focus on one product, you are a master of it. So for iTunes, I'm going to try them both because iTunes, Apple, it's spreading themselves thin, but they really well professional, of course, we all know it. But it just, iTunes cannot compete with Spotify because Spotify is full on one field. Same here, it's an electric sport car. They win in the market of electric sport cars. They're unique. It's not the brand that you always hear. You hear Lamborghini, you hear Ferrari, you hear this kind of sport, Tesla as an electric car. But this is quite a combo, I would say, and they win. It's effective car. Check it out on video. But not only that, brand identity is well done. It's amazing when you specialize in one thing, and you'll do it best if you specialize like this. And it's great brand identity. And website is well done. I would say it's leaning too much towards the interactive. That makes it a little bit technically slow on responsiveness, and it's not easy for those who create this to make sure that everything is professionally unique. But next website will achieve that, and I'll be demonstrating that. Now, on coding, there are a couple challenges. The carousel will be challenging as the main thing. The rest is quite easy. It does have some kind of challenges. I mean, it just requires more attention, like this dragging cursor and these kind of elements, all video stacking on each other or slowing down. These kind of unique things, but they're not hard to build. It's possible. That's all I wanted to present to you guys. I hope this was interesting. It's an amazing product. I would be happy to part with money to buy this car. I think they did really well, great job as a user. I would love to, and I think they achieved the goal because they specialized and they made them consistently perfect. And I'm happy to see products like this. So I think I'm going to finish with this one here. Guys, thank you for your attention. This is Eli Merch. I want to encourage also invite you to go and check links below my showcase like this one that will be able to experience yourself in interactive mode, or maybe you want to download a document, your choice. You can check video, show reel, 2.5 minutes of my expertise shortly, as well as some free videos that going deeper into every service that I deliver. That is brand identity, interface design, and web development. And this is interesting thing that I'm starting here. I'm showing you one product, and I'll be showing you right now Polestar in the second video. Go check it out. Quite interesting. They nailed it in a balance between that extreme spectrum that I was addressing to simple or to overloaded. And then I will continue further doing these kind of things. I want to address later on probably 2 architectural websites. I want to address Spotify and these kind of things. I would say Spotify or Airbnb. They're great in brand identity. They're unique in the selection and logo and color. And they are memorable. They stand out. That's what you want to achieve in a branding in your business. You want to stand out. You don't want to be lost in a competitive landscape and in trends. This is something maybe I will mention later on. Guys, thank you so much. This is Eli Merch. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.